Hello class, this is Mr. Lucero and we're going to continue with the last video. Grammar number 2. Remember, we're on page 99 and also we're going to work page 100. Okay, now let's see. On page 99, unit number 6, we have grammar number 2, gerunds and infinitive. Well, I just say that this grammar is very easy, so it's easy to understand. The idea is to pay attention. Okay, let's see. Gerunds and infinitive. Number 1. Read the sentences, circle the verb in the infinitive form and underline those in gerund form. Okay, Mr. Stop. We're checking that we're talking about gerunds and infinitive. But what's a gerund? What's an infinitive? Let's see. When we talk about gerunds, we talk about verbs in ing form. Verbs in ing form. Okay? And when we talk about infinitive, it's like when you, for example, look for a verb on your dictionary, and for example, you look and find to work, to study, to read, to cook, to drink. That is the infinitive form. Okay, let's remember. A gerund is a verb in ing form. An infinitive is to plus the verb, no? To work, to eat, to drink. Now let's see. Circle the verb in in infinitive. So let's look for all the verbs that have to. To plus a verb, okay? Let's see. Finding a job can be difficult when you have no experience in the world of work. I say to, not of, okay? Finding, no, you have no experience. Perfect. Letter B. Do you enjoy working with animals? Do you enjoy working with animals? No. Letter C. You could apply to do an apprenticeship at the local zoo. Exactly. Here, for example, to do. Yeah, to do is an infinitive. I told you to plus a verb. So, how can you identify an infinitive? A verb is at the beginning of the sentence, no? There is a verb, or there are two verbs, no? In the middle is two. You might want to work as a sport coach. You might want to work. Here, there is another infinitive. Remember, we're focusing on infinitive, okay? Summer apprenticeship might involve practical experience of working in a job. There's no more infinitive. Now let's continue with gerund form. Here says underline, but we're going to color it, okay? We're going to highlight it. Highlight, resaltar. Okay, in purple. Remember, I told you, all the gerunds in ing form. Finding a job can be difficult when you have no experience in the world of work. Finding, excellent. At the beginning. Gerunds can go at the beginning, okay? Do you enjoy working with animals? Do you enjoy working? Here is a verb plus ing. Hey teacher, could be at the beginning or with two verbs, of course, the second verb. Some apprenticeship might involve practical experience of working in a job. Working, I told you, verb plus ing, okay? In the case of here, in letter A, there is work, but it's not to work or of working. Just say work. Okay, that is different. So now you can identify or you can see the difference between an infinitive and a gerund. This is an infinitive in yellow, and in purple you can see the gerunds. Now let's continue. Number 2. Look at the examples in the chart and then match them with the sentences below. Gerunds as the subject of a sentence. I told you they can go at the beginning, and when they go at the beginning it's like a subject. Teacher, what is a subject? Sujeto. Okay. Sujeto. The person. Finding a job can be difficult. Teaching English is really nice for me. Another example. You can use any verb, of course. Drinking soda. Drinking soda is, I don't know, delicious? Or for example, eating ceviche is yummy. Gerund after a verb. Do you enjoy working with animals? No, here are two verbs. In this case, the gerund is the second verb. Okay? Gerund as a preposition before applying for jobs, get some work experience. No, preposition. Infinitive after verb. Did you learn to speak Italian at school? It's very similar with letter B. What's the difference? In this case, it's the verb plus ing, a gerund, and in this case, it's the verb plus 2, or 2 plus the verb, I'm sorry. Infinitive after adjective. I'm sorry, he's happy to meet you at 10 o'clock after a subject. Okay? Now let's see. Look at examples in the chart and then match them with the sentences below. So we identify all the sentences in this chart. What do we have to do? Now we have to match them with the sentences below. For example, let's see. If I say finding a job can be difficult with what of the sentences below? We have no. I learn French instead. That's perfect. I'll be here on time. I'm sure do, especially dogs and cats. I know it took me 2 years to find a new job after my long stay in Europe. Thanks. Thank you for the suggestion. I'll start sending out my resume. So, what is letter A? Finding a job can be difficult. I know. It took me 2 years to find a new job after my long stay in Europe. So, letter A is here. I know. Letter A. Okay, class, this is letter A. Let's continue with letter B. Do you enjoy working with animals? Of course. No, the answer is I sure do, especially with dogs and cats. So this is letter B. Okay, letter B. Letter C. Before applying for jobs, get some work experience. Letter C. Thank you for the suggestion. I'll start sending out my resumes. Okay. Now, let's continue with letter D. Did you learn? Did you learn to speak Italian at school? What is the answer? No, I learned French instead. Or in your case, no, I learned English instead. Teacher, what is instead? En vez de. And the last one, he's happy to meet you at 10 o'clock. What is the answer? That's perfect. I'll be here on time. Excellent. So the idea is to get a connection with the first part, okay, with the sharp. Now let's see. Number 3. Use gerunds or infinitive form of the verb in the box to complete the sentence below. B. Live. C. Travel and work. Now let's see. For example, letter A. Rich doesn't make you happy. What could be the possible answer? For example, being rich, living rich, seeing rich, traveling rich, or working rich. Being rich doesn't make you happy. I want the movie. Of course, I want to see the movie. Letter C. Long hours make me feel tired. Working. Perfect. Working long hours makes me feel tired. D. In a house in New York is very expensive. Living in a house in New York is very expensive. And the last one, he'd like to travel to Asia. Perfect. No, he'd like or he would like to travel to Asia. Let's continue with number 4. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the verb in parentheses. So it means that could be infinitive or gerund. It depends on you. My dad really enjoys playing golf or to play golf. There are two options, remember. B. I wanted to watch or watching the movie, but it was too frightening. I would really like to go out tonight, or I would really like going out tonight. Two options. I can afford buying a new pair of shoes, or I can afford to buy a new pair of shoes. Two answers. I'm really looking forward to see or seeing. Of course, it's impossible to use seeing, to use a gerund because you have to. So, I'm really looking forward to see Marvel's new movie. Be careful. So, in this case, you have to. Look at this. So, it means that here is an infinitive. It's an obligation to use an infinitive. In that part, there is no option. Okay, let's continue with the next activity. Number 5. Underline the correct verb to complete the dialogue. Mom, can you help me? I don't know what to wear for my job interview. What about wearing my new jeans? Listen, when you use about, you use with a gerund. It's because of that I said wearing. I'm not sure. Going or to go in jeans. I'm not sure going. Okay, in jeans will impress the interviewers. I think you need to wear or wearing something more formal to wear. Hey, mister, could be wearing. It's a possibility, but I prefer to wear. Yes, I suppose you're right. To look or looking? Looking. Why not to look? Because remember, only gerunds are used as subjects and there is a period, hay un punto. So it means that you need a gerund. Now, looking smart is all part of making a good impression. I guess you'll wear my blue skirt. Yes, and to be or being on time. Being on time for the interview is so important. Oh dear, I'm a bit late. Is that a time? It is difficult seeing or to see. To see. Okay? How you will get there on time. Oh mom, would you like giving or to give me a ride? Hmm? To give me a ride. I can afford to take or taking a taxi. Afford to take a taxi. Come on, of course I'll take you. So there are some keywords. There are some keywords like about or sure. No, you need to be careful, but then it's very easy. Okay, if you need extra information, you can work on page 102 grammar guide. Okay, then there is a writing activity on page 100, a letter of application, but we're going to focus on a formal letter. Remember the activity? Okay, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to work with you. See you in class.